Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Detroit Tigers. Now in a moment we'll be going off to the end of season awards to see, among other things, who you voted Player of the Year MVP and who I voted Horse's Ass. But before that, also when we come back from that, we will also be finding out who has won the World Series, and then we'll be playing through the spring training, free agency, all that kind of stuff, and seeing if we can improve the team enough to, instead of being knocked out in the wildcard game, maybe go one or two rounds further, even make the World Series next season. So I'll see you in a moment for the end of season awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Detroit Tigers end of season awards. Thank you everybody, thank you. Oh, you're too kind. Seriously, thank you though. Thank you and welcome to the end of season awards for the Detroit Tigers. What a season that has been. Very, very exciting. Playoffs didn't maybe quite go to plan, but the plan wasn't to be in the playoffs. So I guess in that sense, they went exactly to plan. We got knocked out quickly. I think the players are the ones that deserve a big round of applause, but also the new manager, Brian Altman, came in and turned us around. Congratulations to everybody involved. Magnificent second half of the season. Absolutely stunning. So the first award this evening is for the most wins by a pitcher, and this guy, well, he was maybe a little bit of a controversial signing when he came in, but absolutely amazing. Led the American League with 18 wins. Congratulations, Jacob deGrom. Next up, it is the award for the highest batting average, and maybe a slightly disappointing rookie season from this guy last season. I don't think he'd mind me saying that, but this year really did start to look the part in Major League Baseball. Average of 291. I'd really like somebody above 300 though next year, guys. The winner is Spencer Torkelson. The next award is the Golden Bullseye for the guy hit most by pitchers this season. And, well, when you bat well, pitchers don't like you. 11 times this guy got hit. Congratulations once again to Spencer Torkelson. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the player who drags the team down by hitting into the most double plays. And this guy was brought in to be a defensive gem, wants $20 million to stay, and hit into 16 double plays. Nick Ahmed, you are the Golden Anchor. The next award is the Golden Boot, issued to the pitcher who issued the most walks. And, well, this guy is obviously looking for a clean sweep of the pitching categories this evening. 77 walks he issued. Congratulations, Jacob deGrom. The next award is the Golden Glasses, awarded to the batter who has struck out the most, just struggles to see the ball a little bit. Hopefully these will help. And, well, this guy, he's very, very highly rated, very, very high potential. He just strikes out a lot. 178 times to be exact. Congratulations, Riley Greene. The next award is the Golden K, awarded to the pitcher with the most strikeouts. And, well, this guy didn't just lead the club, he led the American League as well. 266 strikeouts. Get back up here. It is, of course, Jacob deGrom. The next award is the Golden Broom for the player who sweeps the bases clean, the man with the most RBIs. And, well, it's no surprise, really. 115 RBIs. We missed him in the postseason, didn't we? What difference could he have made? The winner of the Golden Broom is Austin Meadows. And now it is time to acknowledge the best ERA out of the pitching staff. And, well, he's still looking for the clean sweep of the pitching awards. 2.81 was his ERA. It's absolutely stunning. More again next season, please. Jacob deGrom. Now it's time to acknowledge the hitter with the most home runs. 41 of them he hit. He was right up there again in the American League. Not leading this season, but if he hadn't missed the end of the season, possibly he would have been once again. So the man is, of course, Austin Meadows. And now it's time to acknowledge this season's horse's ass for our worst player. And it's always tough, isn't it? We have a lot of people in the bullpen. Any of them could win at any given season. But this season, on behalf of the bullpen, the nominated player is Caleb Ferguson. And now it is time to acknowledge the best pitcher this season. Now, as ever, there is a formula we use to determine this, and that, along with all the winners this evening, is down in the description below. In third place, with a score of 28.37, it is the closer, Andrew Shafine. In second place, with a score of 31.66, it is Erod Eduardo Rodriguez. And the winner, obviously, but look at this score, 70.82. It is a clean sweep of the pitching categories. Congratulations, Jacob deGrom. And now it's time to acknowledge the hitters. And again, there is a formula we use to determine this. And again, that is down in the description below. In third place with a score of 45.24, it is the second baseman, Tommy Edman. In second place with a score of 49.77, it is the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. And the winner with a score of 57.29 is, of course, the great man, Austin Meadows. And now it is time for the big one to name this season's MVP as nominated and voted by you watching at home. And a big thank you on behalf of the entire Tigers organization for those who took the time to do that. It was a vote in two. It was deGrom versus Meadows. And the MVP for the 2023 season is Jacob deGrom. Well done. Well done. Congratulations to Jacob and the rest of the winners. deGrom won every trophy he was eligible for this evening, and that is a little bit special, isn't it? And speaking of a little bit special, I'm looking forward to this off-season because next season, I think we could be right up there again. Brian Altman will hopefully continue to work his magic in the dugout, and all the off-field stuff, just leave that to me. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. I look forward to seeing you back again next season at Comerica Park. Good night and enjoy your evening. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So there we go. End of season awards are done. Jacob deGrom is the MVP that you voted, and the LA Dodgers have won the World Series. They beat the Jays in the World Series 4-2. The Jays knocked out the Astros, who swept the Royals. So, you know, it doesn't look quite so bad losing 2-0 now to Houston, does it? That they went and then swept the Royals as well. So there we go. That's how the season wound up. And, we can now look to move on to the off-season. Now, if we have a quick look at the front office here, you can see that we have 21 million or so for free agents. We have nothing for extensions. Now, the players that would be up and we might be interested in getting extensions for: Ahmed, not for 18 million. Then we've got Barnes and Shafine. Now, Shafine actually did a decent job as a closer for us this year, so I'd be interested in keeping him. But we're going to have to do it off of free agency. We can't just offer him an extension. Barnes at 33. I'm thinking maybe the time is coming towards an end for him, though he has done 2 good years for us. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll see what our options are in free agency, basically. So that is that. We're going to have to do arbitration hearings and whatnot, so we'll be back when there's something to do on that front. All right, so a little bit of an unexpected curveball to start off-season, and that is that Erod Eduardo Rodriguez has decided to opt out of the remainder of his contract. He will test free agency. That gives us an extra $14 million to spend. It's a little bit of a shame because he was quite good for us last season. But we can always try and get him back off free agency, or maybe we can spend that $14 million better elsewhere. In terms of review of season goals, as you can see there, we did do quite well on that front. And next season, we want to play 500, upgrade at catcher, which is harsh because Trevino's been quite good for us, I thought. Improve home runs, acquire a power hitter, and reach the World Series in the next 5 seasons. Now, we have power hitters in Torkelson and especially Meadows, and maybe home runs overall we could improve, but Yeah, I think that's a little bit difficult for us. And the new budget, we'll have a look at what that is. It should allow us 120 million for team payroll, and you can see there's some personnel leaving and retiring. There's nothing there that is unexpected, not what we wanted. We found somebody. No, we haven't. Never mind. Let's go and check the front office, and let's go and check exactly what this new budget leaves us. So 20 million for free agents, 19 million essentially for extensions. So maybe that's the money that the owner's saying, go and keep Ahmed, but I'm not keeping him for that much. But anyway, that is that. We'll be back for whatever else comes up. Okay, we have arbitration hearings. Now, this is what blows the budget all the time, isn't it? All right, so we have Laura. He was a good starter for us, so we'll offer him 3.2. That's fine. Castillo as a bullpen pitcher. It's a little bit of an increase, but I guess we'll take that. I think we'll take that for Ferguson. He's still tradable at 1.4 million, I would have thought. Garcia at 1.5 is only a small upgrade in wages or salary. Miser, I will accept that. Scoople, he was good. He's an all-star this year, so we'll accept that for him. We have got Spencer Turnbull. No, you were rubbish, mate. You can go. I don't particularly care about you. Miguel Diaz. Who was Miguel Diaz? Oh, he was good for us in season 1, wasn't he? But yeah, I think we're willing to let him go to clear up a bit of money there. Trevino, I do want to keep him. I thought he was good for us this year. Castro, 2.2 is worth keeping. Edmund is probably worth keeping. That's a bit of a pay increase, but I think he's still worth it. Louis Garcia, yes, that's fine. Meadows at 19 million. I wonder if we could get him on a permanent deal now. Badu, no, but don't, I think. And Reyes at 2.2. I just about would keep Reyes. I want to try and trade Badu anyway, so maybe we try and do that. And is there anybody else here we want to keep? No, basically, is the short answer there. And there's a couple of players that don't want to sign to stay with us. So that is arbitration hearings. I will see what I can do about Meadows and Badu. Yeah, I'll let you know if anything happens. We have breaking news out of Detroit, where Austin Meadows has signed a 7-year, $152 million deal to stay with the Tigers. Now, GM Asa Villan is about to address the press. I'm very happy to tie down Austin to the club. I think it's a good deal, and I think it's a deal that works well for both parties, because the club has a few ways out if Austin decides to go sit in Cabrera Corner those final few years of the deal. But perhaps more importantly, we got Badu out of the club, and we got somebody to replace him that appears to know what a baseball bat's for. Alright, so this is a good start to the offseason. Austin Meadows is tied down a 7-year, $152 million deal. We have just a little look here. What I think we've done well here is it's effectively 17 million, $7.5 million for next season. Then we got to 22.5 million. But the last 2 years of this deal, we can opt out, excuse me, for $6 million. So if he does go and sit in Cabrera Corner at the end of his deal, we have a relatively speaking cheap way out of the contract. So I think that works well. But hopefully we'll just keep seeing Austin Meadows doing Austin Meadow things, and we'll all be very, very happy. But we have done 2 trades as well. The first one involves Badu. I mean, you look at these attributes, raw ratings there, and he should be a lot better than he is, but he was absolutely pathetic last season. And if it wasn't for the bullpen, he would have won the horse's ass. Arguably should have won it anyway. So we've sent him to the Guardians, where no doubt he will come back to haunt us time and time again. But in place of him, we've got Stephen Kwan. Now, he is... to me, he looks an upgrade with the bat. That is maybe not quite the home run power, but everything else about him, he is not too far away from him in terms of positional defensive play. You could even argue he's maybe even slightly better. He's a leader, which is excellent. And if we have a look at his batting stats, he does have Major League Baseball experience the last 2 years, and he has a career batting average, if I can go and find it here, a career batting average of 277, which runs absolute rings around what Badu did last year. He was almost 1 whole point better. He batted 296 and Badu batted 197. So it's just a massive upgrade, isn't it? Let's hope that those numbers continue for us next year. And the other trade that we did, Turnbull, who we saw was up for arbitration. He was on 2.4 million. We weren't using him, and when we were, he was terrible. So we sent him off to the Phillies. Now, also going as part of this deal was Tanner. This guy, he was someone I think we drafted him not too recently, and he's a little bit of a bat as well, which obviously doesn't particularly matter. Now, he is a leader, so we've given up a little bit of potential in this one. But what we've got in replace is Billy Sullivan. Now, he will hopefully be a closer for us. Now, he only played high A last year. He did it quite well. I'm hoping, if actually we want to put him up a little bit here, we probably want him in at least AAA. I'm hoping that he might even be able to come in for us this season if Shafeen is not going to be quite able to get an extension for him. I'm hoping, anyway, if not this coming season, then very soon after that, we've got a long-term closer there. So, yeah, I gave up a little bit to get him. I wanted to get rid of Turnbull anyway. Gave up maybe a half prospect. And, yeah, hopefully in return, we've got somebody who's just about ready to come in and start closing out Major League Baseball games. All right, we have some awards. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what the National League winners of the Golden Gloves are, but we did have Tommy Edman at second base, which is excellent. You can see the other winners there. We didn't get Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Now, the question here, if we've got if we've got Edman, who is a two-time Golden Glove winner at second base now. Obviously, there's the option of just leaving him at second base, but he's a 60 rated shortstop. Could he come in and play shortstop next season? Maybe it depends, who else is available and whatnot. But yeah, that's really positive. And then reliever of the year, unfortunately, it didn't go to any of our boys. And there's not really a surprise, is it, looking at our bullpen? But this guy's quite good. So there's no harm in that, losing out to him. And as far as the National League goes, you can see there it was Camilo Doval that won it on the other side of the coin. Now, next up, it is the Platinum Stick Silver Sluggers, I think they're actually called. All right, so let's have a look here. Did we win any Silver Sluggers? I don't think we did. No. Oh, Austin Meadows, there's an hitter. There we go. So he did win a Silver Slugger. So well done to Austin. Looks like it's the second time that he's won that award for the DHs, which can sit. Oh no, it was at left field last season. So there we go. Well done, Austin. And on the National League side of things, we can see over there my boy Blue winning it at first base, and that looks like it for familiar names that we've had in that. Oh, did we have Brian Reynolds at one point? Maybe we did. He looks quite decent as well, actually. And one other thing I did while we're talking about Silver Sluggers, we do have a new batting coach at the club. We've gone with Joey Del Monte. He handles development well, influences mechanics well, and is a legendary hitter or teaching of hitting. So let's hope that I feel like our bats are not quite reaching their potential. For the second year in a row, we didn't have a batting average over 300. I'm hoping getting somebody in is a contact focus hitter as well, that might just help us. Well, if not getting the home runs that we that the owner wants, then maybe just generally speaking, scoring more runs. So now it is time for Rookie of the Year, and as I've been saying all season, Denny Cabrera has indeed gone on to win it, so well done to him. Amaya actually came in third, so really, really happy for Cabrera. He deserves that. He's been, for a rookie season, nothing short of superb, and let's hope he kicks on again next season and we continue to see that sort of improvement. But yeah, maybe even an all-star for him next year. And on the other side of the coin, it was Jordan Walker. That was the Rookie of the Year for the Cardinals, and he is a third baseman that can hit home runs, it looks like. Maybe we should have a look at him. But anyway, that is that. Next up, it is Manager of the Year. So honestly, I think Altman's a little bit hard done by here, but Montoyo of the Jays is the Manager of the Year for our league, and the Dodgers manager, unsurprisingly, Dave Roberts, is Manager of the Year for the National League. Cy Young is next. Well, that's going to be deGrom. And it is indeed Jacob deGrom. Well done to him. He was the most slam dunk winner of a Cy Young I think there's ever been. Nobody else looks like even got a vote. So yeah, that is brilliant. And on the National League, how many times is that for deGrom now? A third Cy Young. So yeah, just brilliant he was for us this year. And on the National League side of things, it was Corbin Burns. That was Jesus. Yeah, he was the Cy Young winner, and that is a very good pitcher. Imagine if we could get him and deGrom in the starting rotation. Anyway, that is that. Next up, it's MVP. And it is Vlad Jr. that has won that, as he probably will tend to do for the next few seasons. Austin Meadows got a mention there, as did Jacob deGrom, and also Spencer Torkelson. down there on the list as well. And on the National League side of things, it was Tatis Jr. that went on to win the MVP for them. So that is all the Major League Baseball awards. So we'll move on now towards free agency. All right, so we are here at the arbitration hearings. Let's have a look and see how we did. Harold Castro got the 2.2 that we wanted to give him, not the 2.6 that he demanded. Laura got the 3.2 that we offered, not the 4 million that he wanted. To be honest, he's probably worth 4 million as a starting pitcher in the rotation for us. Castro got he got 3 point, or just over 3 million, not the 2.6 that we offered, and that is beginning to get into the realms of not worth it. Ronnie Garcia got the 1.5 that we offered, not the 1.8 that he demanded. Miser got 1.3 that we offered. Edmund got a little bit more than we had offered, just under 7 million, so that's a little bit of a blow. Reyes got the 2.2. Trevino got 2.4, which is what we had offered. Screwball got a little bit more than we had offered at 1.75, but to be honest, he was an all-star. That's probably about fair enough. Caleb Ferguson got the 1.4 that we offered, and Louis Garcia got the 1.2 in which we offered. So that is the arbitration hearings done, which means free agency is tomorrow. Now let's have a quick look here and see who the stars are. Do we have a 2-star rated player, a 2-star rated player, a 2.5-star rated starting pitcher at 29 out of South Korea, wants 12 million, so that's probably a no, isn't it? We've got a Cuban pitcher here, that's a no. That is probably a no. What's he want? He doesn't actually demand anything, so we could maybe nick him on a minor league deal, which is obviously worth it. It's not going to cost us anything, and we might get a good pitcher out of it. We've got another no-hoper there. We've got a decent-ish pitcher here, do we? What's he want? 1.3. You can have a minor league deal, mate. That's up to you if you want to come over here or not. Then we've got some catchers out of Cuba and Japan, and a center fielder out of Taiwan. Hello. Gap power. Fragile wants 10 million and he's 33, so I'm going to go back to no. His nickname's Dopey, which isn't great. All right, let's have a look here now. Erod was, of course, the major one. He wants 26 million. That's a no from me. We can surely do better than that. And Devers, Jack Flaherty, we had him somewhere once before, didn't we? 21 million is a lot of money, though. Hicks is available. Now, he was good for us, wasn't he, Jordan Hicks? He's a starting pitcher now. Wants 25 million. So this is going to be the issue we have, isn't it? Nick Ahmed, what's he actually want now in free agency? He's back up to his 20 million. I just don't think so, Nick. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe you'll prove me wrong there. And another starting pitcher here, out with a torn ACL, and he wants 22 million. I mean, you'd have to be absolutely crazy to sign somebody in that situation, I would imagine. So, all right, so let me have a look here, and I will be back if we have any signings. We need a starting pitcher now with Erod leaving. The owner wants a catcher. We need a shortstop as well. Breaking news out of the Detroit Tigers, where GM Asa Villain has invested $77 million into his starting rotation. Now for more, we cross live to local reporter Big Daddy Bling. Yo man, yeah, my man Tyler Morley, he's gonna be rocking in the D next season, and he will be pimping on 15 mil a year. Tell me, where does Big Daddy get some of that dough? So let's welcome to Detroit Tyler Marley. He joins us on 15.4 million a year for, I think it's 5 years. We'll check the contract details in a bit. It's a little bit more than we were paying Erod, but I hope this will be worth it. You can see there he's relatively highly rated. OSA ratings say relatively similar things, which is always good that they're consistent. And left on a free transfer for free agency, I should say, from the Mets. Here's the contract information. We can see there it is a 5-year deal, 15.4 as I say each season, and yeah, I think he will do well for us. Now on the other side of the coin, things that haven't quite gone to plan is Nick Ahmed. He is officially left. I think he went to the Marlins, so that leaves us in a little bit of a sticky situation when it comes to shortstop. Now I've had a look around free agency. There's no one really better than Tommy Edman available, so it doesn't make sense to me to go and sign somebody that is going to be on more money than Tommy's on at just under 7 million, or certainly very similar money, and possibly isn't as good. Now, what we do, of course, lose is Edmund at second base, but what I'm thinking is that we can probably just about get around that because we can move Amaya into second base. So he's 65 rated defensively, which is not bad. You know, it's only 5 off what Tommy Edmund is anyway, and then it would mean that we would have Luis Garcia possibly playing third base, or Castro, one of those two, and of course it would mean that Quan, who we're already expecting to come in. I'm thinking he'll probably be our center fielder. He isn't the best rated defensively there, but nobody really is, and then Austin Meadows can go as the DH. So that's my thoughts at this point, and Xavier Edwards would probably stay in the team, and the man who would drop out would be this guy. In fact, let's send him back to AAA now because that's where he belongs. So anyway, Tyler Marley is the new man. Let's hope he lives. I think we had him somewhere once before, but let's hope he does well in Detroit. Okay, it is Rule 5 draft time. Now, if we go and have a look at the draft pool, there is someone that I'd like to get, and it's this guy. I'm not even going to try and say his name, but I think he could come in and improve us. I'd stick him in center field, to be honest. Reyes could bugger off, and, well, I think he's an absolute star of the future. So let's hope that he's still around. You may have noticed that, unfortunately, we did well last year, so we are a little bit ways down the list, but let's keep our fingers crossed if he is going to be available, and if so, we're going to take him. So, he is still available, so that will be us. Thank you very much. We will draft old Penango. And yeah, there we go. That'll be us done. We don't need to take part in that draft anymore. That can be auto-completed. And there we go. The Tigers have a new outfielder. Now, like I say, I think, yeah, we'll probably look to use him in center field. We'll have a play around with exactly where he fits into the lineup, but he definitely fits in there. We have so many left-handed hitters. It is absolutely ridiculous. Maybe it's even a case of Quan. Now, does he have option years left? He does. So maybe even Quan has to just suck it up for a year down in AAA. We can deal with that later. That's not a problem. But let me know what you think. I think, well, we've got two decent outfielders, but old Panago here could be an absolute star for us. All right, a quick update for the Hall of Fame. I know this interests some of you. No one was inducted. Gary Sheffield was dropped after 10 years with Adrian Gonzalez, Vasquez, Shields, Piaszewski, CJ Wilson, Montero, and Brandon Phillips all being dropped in their first year as well. So not necessarily all in their first year, but all being dropped off the ballot for next year. So there we go. That is the Hall of Fame update. Okay, we are now at spring training, which of course brings us to the end of today's episode. Gus has joined us for the end, haven't you, mate? Yeah, so this is kind of how I see the team lining up right now. The order of this batting lineup probably will change a little bit, in all honesty, but I think we've done okay. I think we've strengthened. I think the hitting looks okay. The shortstop is maybe a bit of an issue, but I think Amaya at second base, Edmund at short, we don't lose too much defensively, and everything else there is more or less the same. We've just maybe got some better bats in Quan and, well, Amaya in the starting lineup as well, and Austin Meadows. Is he back fit? He is back fit, so he's ready to go for spring training. The pitching lineup, it was unexpected to lose Erod. Hopefully Marley will do a decent job replacing him, and otherwise it's the same rotation as last season. We've got Vicia, of course, who we got off of waivers. So that's potentially a good closer for us. Let's hope so anyway. And the rest of the bullpen, it's always open to change, but we'll see how spring training goes. Yeah, it's more or less what we had last year again. And last year, when you take off the crappy start that we had, once we got Altman in and to replace Hinch, we were flying. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me know what else you think we need to do, if anything. We have, if you actually just quickly go to front office, we do have about $5 million we can spend on free agents. I did put a little bit more money into the scouting budget, almost double what we had last year, just to try and find the scouting discoveries can be huge if we can get some good ones that can really move us forward. But yeah, that's the main thing that we've done there. So I'll play through spring training. I will see you for opening day, which is going to be against Cleveland. We're going to be at Cleveland for that one, so that's exciting times. Hopefully, as I say, we'll have a good spring training. No one will get injured, and if we can snap up 1 or 2 extras, then we'll look to do that. But so many players get caught into spring training, don't they? Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed that. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.